chronicled in deep dispute with my record label. And
which is Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Which owns...
In the vast purple-tinged universe of musical genius, there existed a force of nature known as Prince Rogers Nelson. He was more than just a revolutionary artist who could seamlessly stitch together funk, rock, R&B and pop into a sound entirely his own. He was a creator with opinions as electrifying and unforgettable as his guitar solos. Prince wasn't just known for the music he made, he was also known for the music he couldn't stand. His standards were uncompromising, a sky-high bar that, in his view, many of his contemporaries failed to reach. This wasn't about simple jealousy or chart competition. For Prince, it was a battle for the very soul of music. He saw a world where artistry was being diluted, where authenticity was traded for commercial appeal, and where innovation was being replaced by imitation. His alleged feuds and sharp critiques weren't just personal attacks, they were declarations of his artistic philosophy. From pop superstars to rock legends, a handful of artists found themselves in Prince's creative crosshairs, sparking rivalries that simmered in studio corridors, erupted in public, and ultimately defined an era. Get ready, because we're about to explore the 6 artists who reportedly made Prince see red. First on our list is a name that might make you do a double take: Michael Bolton. The king of soft rock ballads, with his iconic curly mane, seemed to exist in a completely different musical galaxy from Prince. Yet, it was Bolton's massive success that allegedly drew the Purple One's contempt. The flashpoint was Bolton's 1991 cover of When a Man Loves a Woman. As the song dominated the airwaves, music journalist Alan Light reported that Prince dismissively told his bandmates, "That man wouldn't know soul if it slapped him in his processed hair." The comment, sharp and unapologetic, spread like wildfire through the industry. Madonna Prince reportedly saw Madonna not as a true artist, but as a calculated provocateur. He felt her constant reinventions were more about selling an image than creating genuine art. The tension came to a head at a Prince aftershow in 1994. According to several witnesses, Prince altered the lyrics to his song Sexy MF while looking directly at Madonna in the audience, pointedly singing "She's not sexy." Madonna left soon after. She wasn't one to take a slight lying down either. When Prince changed his name to a symbol, she famously called him the artist formerly known as Relevant. For Prince, an artist who prided himself on raw, authentic musical expression, Madonna's pop art approach was the antithesis of his values. In his eyes, she was successful, but ultimately soulless. From a peer who challenged his throne, we moved to a star from a new generation whom Prince felt was stealing his blueprint. Justin Timberlake, the boy band sensation turned solo star, found himself in Prince's sights for what the icon allegedly saw as appropriation without appreciation. The tension first surfaced publicly around 2006 when Timberlake's Sexy Back was inescapable. During a performance, Prince famously told the crowd, "Sexy never left," a direct and public shot at Timberlake's hit, Michael Bolton. What bothered Prince wasn't just the song, but what it represented. He saw Bolton's work as sanitized soul. It took the raw, emotional core of black musical traditions, polished it to a commercial sheen, and stripped it of its grit. While Prince was busy pushing sonic boundaries, he reportedly saw artists like Bolton achieving immense fame by making soul music safe for mass consumption. In a 1993 interview, without naming names, Prince lamented, There's people who take the heart out of music, sterilise it, and sell it back to you. Those in his inner circle knew exactly who he was talking about. Their paths rarely crossed, but at a 1994 industry event, witnesses claimed Prince actively avoided being photographed with Bolton. A quiet but powerful statement. Bolton, for his part, seemed oblivious, later calling Prince a genius after his passing. Unknowingly, he represented everything Prince resisted. Commercialisation over innovation, formula over feeling. Next up is the Queen of Pop herself, Madonna. This rivalry was a clash of titans. Both were masters of provocation, using sexuality and religious imagery to dominate the 80s cultural landscape. They were two sides of the same controversial coin, which is what made their feud so compelling. They even briefly dated and collaborated on the song Love Song for her 1989 album Like a Prayer. However, the professional respect was often overshadowed by creative friction. When Warner Brothers, their shared record label, reportedly floated the idea of a duet in 1985, Prince's former sound engineer, Susan Rogers, claimed he shut it down, allegedly quipping, "She's got about as much musicality as this soundboard." Justin Timberlake. According to producer Jimmy Jam, Prince was particularly irritated by Timberlake's 2002 album, Justified. He felt that its sound, heavily influenced by the Neptunes and Timbaland, was a direct copy of the Minneapolis sound he had pioneered, without any acknowledgement of its origins. The feud escalated when Timberlake fired back in his 2007 track Give It To Me with the lyric, "If sexy never left, then why is everybody on my stuff?" The final straw for Prince was reportedly at the 2007 Golden Globes. While accepting an award, Timberlake crouched down to mock Prince's height, a move the intensely private star found deeply disrespectful. Years later, Timberlake performed a tribute to Prince at the 2018 Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Many fans, aware of their tense history, criticised the performance as tone deaf, a final, ironic chapter in their contentious relationship. If Timberlake was accused of borrowing Prince's sound, the band Maroon 5 was accused of completely misunderstanding it. Their 2012 cover of Prince's minimalist funk masterpiece, Kiss, became a major point of contention. According to a former Paisley Park engineer, when Prince heard their version, he was appalled. His alleged reaction was, "They took all the spaces out of the music. The spaces are as important as the notes." For Prince, the magic of Kiss was in its sparseness. He had painstakingly removed elements from the track, leaving only the essential, irresistible groove. Maroon 5's version, layered with pop-rock guitars and slick production, missed the point entirely in his view. It dressed the song up when its power lay in being undressed. At a club show in 2013, before launching into his own iconic song, Prince told the audience, "Some songs don't need to be covered. Some songs need to be undressed, not dressed up." The comment was universally seen as a direct shot at Adam Levine and his band. The situation grew more tense when Levine claimed in an interview that Prince had approved the cover. Prince's former manager, Albert Magnoli, stated that Prince called him furious, saying, "I never approved anything. They never reached out." For Prince, it was a fundamental violation of his artistic intent. This brings us to a group that, in Prince's eyes, represented a wider trend of manufactured, soulless pop, the Black Eyed Peas. As the group dominated the charts in the late 2000s with their album The END, they embodied everything Prince found troubling about first-century music. A musician in Prince's circle recounted a story where Prince attended an industry party where will.i.am was DJing. He allegedly left after just 10 minutes, remarking, "That's not music, that's a marketing meeting." The Black Eyed Peas. Prince's main issue was with their production. He was a champion of live instrumentation and raw human feeling, and he saw their heavily quantized, auto-tuned sound as the antithesis of true artistry. In a 2010 interview, he criticized the trend, saying, "When you quantize everything and auto-tune the soul out of it, what are you left with? Plastic." Though he didn't name them directly, the target was clear. The tension peaked when both acts were associated with the Super Bowl halftime show, Prince having performed his legendary set in 2007, and the Black Eyed Peas slated for 2011. Production staff claim that Prince refused to be part of a promotional shoot with them, telling his band, "Some people make music, some people manufacture it. One would last forever. The other, he believed, had an expiration date." But of all the artists who allegedly earned Prince's musical disapproval, none seemed to cut as deep as the final name on our list, guitar legend Eric Clapton. This was more than a rivalry. It was a clash of philosophies centered on the six-string guitar, an instrument both men had mastered. The tension reportedly began in the mid-80s, when Clapton allegedly dismissed Prince as all flash and no substance, suggesting that true blues required a lifetime of experience, not just technical flair. Prince, known for his long memory, never forgot the slight. Eric Clapton. Years later, at the 2004 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, Prince delivered what many consider to be one of the greatest guitar solos of all time during a tribute to George Harrison's "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." As he commanded the stage, effortlessly brilliant, many saw it as a direct answer to Clapton and the old guard of rock. It was a statement performance. Drummer Sheila E. recalled him saying before going on stage, "Tonight they'll know I don't just wear purple, I play it." Their feud was rooted in a fundamental difference. Clapton was the traditionalist, the blues purist. Prince was the innovator, the genre-blending futurist. In a not-so-subtle dig, Prince once told a guitar magazine, "Some people worship their guitars, I make mine worship me." But his most cutting alleged comment came in a rare interview when asked about Clapton. He reportedly said Clapton was technically proficient, but then posed a series of questions that cut to the heart of his artistic mission. Has he ever made you dance? Has he ever made you want to change your name or question your sexuality? Music should transform you, not just impress you. From pop rock to funk, from soul to the guitar gods, Prince's sharp opinions and unwavering standards left a mark on everyone he encountered. Whether you see him as a purist or a provocateur, one thing is undeniable. His refusal to compromise shaped the sound of modern music. His rivalries weren't just about ego. They were about a deep, abiding love for an art form he believed should be daring, authentic, and above all, transformative. Whose side do you find yourself on in these musical battles? Let us know in the comments below.